Happy Friday. We won a bet. Let's talk some more baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and opening day did not treat us well. It just didn't. We had a 1-4 day yesterday. So close to some wins. This is how baseball is. It is like one swing, one pitch here, and you have a winning day. But either way, 1-4. This is why bankroll management is key. We are just learning about how everyone's going to be, how these teams are going to play at the beginning of the year. So again, all these were half unit plays, smaller losing day, which we can accept, but it's day one of 162, so we're in it for the grind, but we'll go over the recap in just a little bit. But before we do anything else, I got to do the giveaway. That's right. One free month of Outlier to these three people. Congrats to at Kayon Vlogs, at Johnson Thomas 6266, and at GG2V04. Sorry if I butchered any of those, but leave a comment below. The best way to get it is probably message me on X or reach out to me on Discord, and we'll get you that one free month. Thank you guys for all the comments. I appreciate it. But just a quick reminder also, NBA Best Bets video will be out after this one for the Friday slate. So any graphics you see on this video are from an app called Outlier, the best betting research tool on the market today. Very user-friendly. I use this every single day. If you guys want to try it out, click the link below. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get it rolling. And I have a crazy quick MLB fun fact for you. Will Clark, first baseman for the Giants a little ways back, he homered in his first at-bat in single A, double A, triple A, and the majors. That's just insane. Just wild. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, unfortunately, but we're going to do it. And then we're going to give you the good and bad hitter matchups again. And then we're going to jump right to the pitcher report. There's not many good pitcher strikeout matchups today, so I'm not going to give you any of those. And then, of course, we'll give you the best bets and the bets recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we're on our way to 40,000 subscribers. The grind continues. So let's get it rolling. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. The ugly 1-4 day. Again, all half unit plays, but Brewers money line. I watched almost every single pitch of this game. Again, we're going to take chances with these plus money underdog winners. I think that's the way to be profitable in the MLB instead of these big favorites. But Brewers money line, it was 2-1. They had a bases loaded, brought in a pinch hitter, had some rough calls by the ump. But anyways, he ends up getting out. We go to the ninth, or seventh or eighth inning. Aaron Judge hits a ball off the third base, that the actual bag that led to a run and then another run. But either way, we were one single away. Christian Yelich and Jackson Chourio both up with second and third, one out and then two outs in the ninth inning, and they both strike out. And by the way, Jackson Chourio struck out 5 times that game. Their number one player 5 times. And he also had a terrible throw to home plate to give up a run. I mean, it was as bad of a game as you could possibly have in the majors. Either way, not excuses, just kind of telling you how the game went. We lost that one. You know what? We had a chance in the ninth, plus money. We move on. Jose Barrios over 15 and a half outs. He was horrendous today. He couldn't throw a strike to save his life. He was getting crushed. And with all that said, he still ended on 15 outs. We're on the hook. That just shows you if he has an average game, he goes over this with ease. And he actually had a really good chance, but his last batter or two stretched him from 80 to 90 pitches, and the coach did not want to give him one more time in the 6th inning. So again, terrible day, 1 out short. Paul Skeens over 6.5 Ks. This is all laughable because of the luck we had, guys. Skeens went over. We lost because of a minus 800 juice reducer. My goodness. Sean Burke got the win, and the White Sox just crushed the Angels. I don't know what else to say. It's just a bad choice by me. I almost went with the Pirates plus 2.5 or something instead. I chose this one to get the juice down, and sure enough, the juice reducer bites me. But either way, Stephen Kwan over 1.5 HRs. The first luck we had all season. That's right. Over 1.5 HRs was a winner in the 10th inning. He was on deck in the 9th, and luckily got one more chance. He was actually up with 2 guys on base, and they bunted him in the middle of the game. Bunted. One of the best contact hitters in the ML. It was just wild. Either way, he got the job done. Mike Trout sucked. He also walked, and I think he got hit by a pitch, so that doesn't help. But hitter props are going to be like they are, hit and miss, just because, like I said, any hitter can go 0 for 5 in one game. It's just because hitting a baseball is really hard. So that's my ramble. Thanks for letting me talk baseball. It was, even though we lost, really exciting to watch some baseball today and just have it be baseball season in general. So there's the record. Overall record now 2-5, down 1.83 units. And this is why we're going to stick to these half units to start the season out. But we got to bounce back. We're due for some good luck. So that's what we got for the recap. And now it's time for the good hitter matchups. All right, here are the good hitter matchups for the day. Not as many because we have a little bit smaller slate today, but Justin Turner starting us out with 10 for 26 off Merrill Kelly. Then Luis Arias 11 for 26 off Reynaldo Lopez. So on and so on. Nothing huge here like yesterday. And by the way, I know some of you guys went off Adley Rutschman's numbers and other people and getting winners. I'm going to continue to say it. There are winners to be had on these research slides. It's not just about giving bets. So just wanted to point that out. That's why I do it. I put in a lot of work to try to help you guys out and save you guys some time. But also, Freddie Freeman down there, 6 for 14 with a home run versus Jack Flaherty. And then Ian Happ, and we end it with Manny Machado. So, like I said, some decent matchups. Nothing spectacular like yesterday, but that's what we got for the good hitter matchups. Now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups. And leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys like these. The bad hitter matchups, it's kind of one of those things where I used to at least stay away from a hitter if I'm looking at someone. But Adley Rutschman goes from scorching hot to 4 for 29 or 4 for 21 against Kevin Gausman. So not a great matchup for him. And then Tyler O'Neill, who hit another opening day bomb, 2 for 13 for 5 Ks against Gausman as well. Max Muncy, 2 for 13 with 8 strikeouts against Jack Flaherty. That is not good. And then Rooker down there, 2 for 12 with 5 Ks as well. So that's what we got for all the hitter matchups. Like I mentioned, not many great pitcher strikeout matchups because there's a lot of guys, some guys that might be on one. They're on a really heavy pitch count, so it didn't work out. So doesn't mean there's not any pitcher bets to be made, but just want to let you know. So now let's go take a look at the pitcher report. All right, these are the first 5 matchups, and if you're new, we do this every single day. We want to give you all the numbers for all the pitching matchups for that day. So we got Kyle Freeland, Ryan Pepio. What a barn burner that game is. But either way, Freeland with a 17.3% K rate does not miss many bats. Also gives up a lot of hits, as you can tell. And then Jack Leiter down there against the Boston Red Sox. 11.1 hits per 9. He only threw 35.2 innings last year, and all these numbers are last year right now. He was a top prospect, but he did not look good whatsoever last season. So we'll see how he comes out this year. Kind of a wild card. And then other than that, we got some just okay pitchers here, except for Hunter Brown. I think he's a dark horse Cy Young candidate. Pitched really well after like the first month of the year. You see him down there on the bottom with a 25.1% K rate, 3.49 ERA with a 3.15 expected ERA. So all the averages are on the bottom to kind of give you something to compare it to. Now let's check out page 2. And we have Jameson Taillon and Merrill Kelly to start it out there. Just a decent matchup. I'm not a big Taillon guy. He does not miss many bats, as you can tell, 18.5% walk or strikeout rate. But other than that, these are just kind of some decent pitchers. Dylan Cease obviously is a guy who misses a ton of bats. One of the biggest swing and miss guys on the slate today, along with Jack Flaherty, around that 29% K rate. Going up against Reynaldo Lopez and the Atlanta Braves, who had a breakout season last year. We'll see if he can do it again. But again, these are all the numbers. As you can see, Reynaldo Lopez, 1.99 ERA, but a 3.65 expected ERA. That's a big difference. So he got a little lucky last year. We'll just say that. So, and then Yamamoto actually down there is the only guy making his second start as he pitched in Japan as well. So that's what we got for all the research help, the pitcher report, and now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us north of the border where the Blue Jays host the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles on the money line plus 110. Blue Jays on the money line minus 130. There's all the run lines, and then the total is 8.5 runs. I'm going with my first team total of the year. Give me the Orioles team total over 3.5 runs, minus 130 on DK and also ESPN Bet. Again, a half unit play. We're going back to the scene of the crime where Barrios lost us a bet yesterday, but we're talking about the Orioles offense versus Kevin Gausman. So let's talk Gausman first. If you don't know, he's a 34-year-old pitcher coming off his worst season of his career. 3.83 ERA, not terrible, but 4.21 expected ERA. He had a low 21.4% K rate. That is a big drop from what he was, and just gave up a lot of hard contact. He was absolutely horrendous, and I mean hot garbaggio at home last year. 5.02 ERA compared to 2.51 ERA on the road. It was just not pretty. Giving up a lot of home runs, a lot of hits. In the spring this year, he gave up 8 hits and 6 earned runs in 5.1 innings. He maxed out at 67 pitches. He's not exactly feeling it right now. I'll just say that. But the Orioles offense, you just saw what they're capable of. They crushed Barrios. And again, the Barrios bet, even though I was talking about Barrios going over and outs, totally different bet than what I'm doing here. In regards to Barrios, could have struggled and still went over his outs. But even without Gunnar Henderson here with the Orioles, they still had Tyler O'Neill, who looks good, ex-Mariner. Jordan Westbrook, he really stepped up. Those two went for a combined 5 for 7. Mountcastle and Mullins are a combined 11 for 34 off of Gausman as well. They were the 4th best offense versus righties last season for a reason. season for a reason. But I just like the Orioles. Again, this is 4 runs here. So head to head, Gaussman faced the Orioles twice last season. He threw a combined 14.1 innings in 2 starts. He gave up 8 earned runs on 9 hits. I mean, they've faced him before. They know what he has to offer, and he is not exactly in his prime right now. So Jay's bullpen is a below average bullpen in my opinion. They didn't throw their best arms yesterday because they got crushed. That doesn't worry me much. Again, they could honestly get this or get close to 4, if not 4, by the time Gaussman's even out. So final notes: when you're looking at team totals, something to look at that is a bonus is the Orioles are the road team. Means they're guaranteed 9 full at bats. So you like to see that. Also, great hitting conditions. Obviously, you're inside there in Toronto. So give me the O's team total over 3.5 runs. That's my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to Texas, where the Rangers host the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox minus 125 on the money line. Rangers plus 105. There's the run lines, and total is 8.5 runs. This is going to be short and simple because it's our first Yurfie of the season. That's right, not a Nerfie, a Yurfie. Yes, run first inning. You got to go to the first inning and pick over a half a run if you tail this one. Again, half unit play here for you. It's 1 inning. So again, I'm not going to go into this long 10-minute description of 1 inning, but we have Tanner Houck versus Leiter, Jack Leiter. So Houck first. He had a good season last year. He was awful in spring training. He showed some inconsistencies last year, but it was one of his better seasons. But in spring training, how about 17 earned runs in 13.2 innings? It was not pretty. And then when you face Texas, they didn't have a great game. The top of their lineup, I think they're going to bounce back. I like them at least 2 here. He has to face Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Wyatt Langford, Adolis Garcia possibly. These are all home run threats, guys. I mean, one swing of the bat from any of those guys, and we got it. The next one, Jack Leiter. If you don't know him, he was a top prospect and then just has not shown that he can do it yet. Maybe this is his year a little bit, but he absolutely crapped the bed last year when he showed up. I mean, he was terrible. He had over an 8 ERA in his limited time. He was okay in spring training, but he still has to show me he can do it in real games. In his last spring training start, he was still very hittable, just like he was last year. He gave up 11 hits in 1 start. That's insane. He's not a big K guy, so he's not going to miss just a ton of bats. And now he has to face Jarren Duran, Rafael Devers, Alex Bregman, maybe Tristan Casas. I mean, guys, we're talking some really good power hitters here. I think we can get 1 run across. Also, a little bit of a gut feel, just because I think these guys bounce back, but also like the pitching matchup as well. So getting playable odds minus 110, gotta love that. With 2 starting pitchers I don't fully trust and some big bats at the top of the lineup. So give me a Yurfie as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to LA, where the Dodgers host the Detroit Tigers. Dodgers minus 2.5. Tigers money line is plus 170. There's the run lines, and then the total is 7.5 runs. I'm getting chalky chalk. That's right. We're taking the Dodgers minus 1.5, plus 108 on FanDuel for a half unit. Tigers blew their chance to win a game this series when they had Scooble on the mound, and they did not win it yesterday. But we have Flaherty versus Yamamoto. Yamamoto looked great in his first start. If you don't know, he's going to show us, in my opinion, how good he truly is this year. He had some injury issues and all that, but I think he's going to show why the Dodgers paid him so much money. Multiple pitches, a really tough guy to barrel up. Jack Flaherty struggled down the stretch last season. And also, if you don't know, Flaherty was on the Dodgers last year when he got traded to them, won a World Series with them, but he struggled down the stretch and in the playoffs. Now facing his old team, the Dodgers hitters and the staff know everything there is to know about Flaherty. I think they come with a good game plan here. And then Flaherty has struggled versus some of these Dodger hitters, like we talked about with Freddie Freeman earlier as well. But with Mookie back, Freddie Freeman, Edmund, Teoscar, Will Smith getting jiggy with it, and this lineup is just stupid loaded. I mean, it really is. For Edmund to look like he's actually a good hitter as well with this lineup, it's just an embarrassment of riches is what it is. So I just think he's going to struggle. I think Dodgers are going to get to him. I don't usually love to lay minus 1.5 with a home team because they're probably not going to, because the goal is for them not to hit in the ninth inning. But overall, Dodgers better starting pitcher, much better lineup. Tigers, if you don't know, last year they did make the playoffs, but versus righties, 23rd in WRC plus. That's like an overall way of telling how good your offense was. That was weighted runs created plus. Tigers win with pitching, but you can't really slow down this Dodgers offense. So I expect them to jump all over Flaherty here. I know it's chalky. I'm not going to probably be betting Dodgers too much this year because of where the odds are. But to get plus money here for them to win by 2+ runs with Yamamoto on the mound, I got to take my chance. So give me the Dodgers minus 1.5. That is my third and final best bet. I'm going to probably have some props in the morning, so be sure to stay tuned for that. We're still waiting for that, but again, I got an NBA video to record, so really busy nights. But any added plays will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. Before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. Orioles team total over 3.5 runs at -130. The Yurfie, yes, run first inning. Boston and Texas -110 for a half unit, and then the Dodgers on the run line -1.5 at +108 on FanDuel for another half unit, with more added plays coming in the morning. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate the support. Hit that like button if you haven't already. But hope you have a great Friday and weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.